Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen. You guys found another edition of the Tuesday Intakes podcast show. We are going live on this Friday night. Hope you guys are well. We have a lot to talk about on this episode. Been looking forward to it for a long time with the Sixers back in action well after the All-Star break, coming off a win against the Utah Jazz, going up against the Atlanta Hawks tomorrow night. It's March, guys, so March Madness, obviously, is almost here. Time to fill out our brackets this weekend. And we got some Eagles talking about some of the free agents, what we expect to happen with the Eagles in the offseason and leading into the next season. So, guys, I want to go around and start with the Philadelphia Eagles, knowing the free agents that we have on the roster at this point in time. I want you guys to talk about where you think this roster is going to end up. Do you think these free agents are going to re-sign? Are they going to leave? So I'm going to kick it to you first, Noah. You've been a big, feel like, Nakobe Dean supporter. How do you feel about the Eagles free agents overall? And do you feel like there's anybody that you definitely won't see back? And do you also feel like there's anybody that you will definitely see back on the roster next year? What do you think?
I would like these Eagles to focus on getting Jalen Phillips back. I feel like that should be on the top of their list of what we get back for next year, what we retain. I'm expecting Nakobe and Reed to be gone, most likely, which since we spent a first round pick on the inside linebacker last year, I feel like it's fine if we let Nakobe leave. He was a great player. He had a great motor for us. He was a great leader. But since we just spent a first round pick on that, I feel like we shouldn't be spending our money on retaining him. I feel like the Eagles have been a team that's built in the trenches. I feel like we should focus on retaining those guys. You know, I feel like when Jalen Phillips got on the team last year, the defense really took a turn for the better. And you got Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis contracts coming up, so we should be trying to save as much money for defense as possible.
I agree with you on most of what you said, especially Jalen Phillips. I think he's somebody that needs to be back. But do you feel like because Nakobe Dean and Jihad Campbell, I know they're both linebackers, but to me they kind of play a different role in the defense. Do you think that, I don't know, Nakobe doesn't rush the passer as much. He's more in the middle. He's making plays in the run game, I think, more than Jihad does. Do you feel like they're different players, or do you feel like just because, they're linebackers, maybe we should prioritize having Jihad and letting Nakobe go? Or how important is that dynamic, the difference between them to you?
Well, I don't think they are similar really, but there's things that Nakobe does well that Jihad's not as good at, and there's also things on the other side. Like I feel like Jihad's way better in coverage. Um, he has
Way better.
he has rusted. That's like what he has more upside in coverage. At least that's what
Okay.
his skill. That's what his top skill was coming out of college. I feel like
Did you see that interception that Nakobe had against the Jaguars?
2 years ago, yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that.
2 years ago when they won the Super Bowl. I'm just saying.
It was he threw a meatball up to him. I don't know. Like
No,
I couldn't
fair
call
points
that.
on both ends. Chuck, I guess I'll kick it to you next. How do you feel about the Eagles roster? What do you think is going to happen with the free agents?
I think Noah's absolutely right. I'm thinking like how we would think and what he's shown over the last his whole tenure with the Eagles. I think he's going to prioritize getting comp picks. I think he's going to focus on um like just the one big Jalen Phillips signing, and then everyone else. Even though I want Nakobe to stay, I'm realistic. He's not going to be here. Um, Troy's going to disagree, but I like Blankenship. I think he can be if they can get him on a value deal. Um, I think he's worth bringing back, but I don't think they're going to bring him back. I think he's going to sign a decent sized contract, and Howie's is going to focus on getting those comp picks like he did last year. and he's going to use the draft to kind of supplement, what they lose. It's unfortunate. I wish some of these players. I think Goddard's gone. Um, I think I know he wasn't the greatest, but like he came on a little bit last year. With Dory Jackson, I thought it was decent. They can get him back on like a veteran minimum contract. I don't think that's a terrible idea. I don't think necessarily a rookie. I don't see them taking like a D back in the first round. I don't think anyone like in the third round is going to come in and make a huge difference. But having a vet there, I thought he played okay towards the end of the year. But besides Nakobe, there's not a ton of Nakobe and probably Goddard. There's not a ton of players I'm like dying to keep. Like I said, Reed, they can get him on a team friendly contract. I wouldn't mind, but I think everyone's going. I think his focus is on Jan Phillips and everyone else. He's going to like play the comp pick game, like he has been.
Yeah, I agree with you, especially on the Dallas Goedert front. I feel like, I've did a little bit of reading today. There have been a lot of mock drafts that have the Eagles taking a tight end out of Oregon. That's pretty good, pretty athletic tight end. Whether that's the second round, third round, a lot of mock drafts have him going to Philly. So yeah, like I think they might look to replace that tight end position in the draft. Maybe that Reed Blankenship position as well. I feel like you could definitely get an upgrade from him in the draft. I don't think that he's somebody you'd be willing to pay for, given the other things they need to worry about.
Why do you and your dad hate him so much?
I don't hate him. My dad hates him.
Hate who?
Reed Blankenship.
He just thinks he's slow.
I don't hate him, but I see his limitations. I see his limitations. That's all. He's not Brian Dawkins.
Troy. Okay, he's not a Hall of Famer. Like he's.
But he's not. He's not Sheldon Brown either. Okay.
Sheldon Brown.
He's not that, but I think he's. At the end of the day, I think he is.
Listen,
going.
I think he's serviceable.
Think the Eagles are going to sign him.
I think he's serviceable, and I think if every other position in the backfield is complete, and he's your worst player out there, then you have a very good secondary.
Well, first of all, he was a defensive captain, so
that's fine. He could be a captain all he wants. I'm talking about on the field.
But
if he's your worst player, then I think you have a very solid secondary. But if he's your third
You're only
best
as strong
player,
as your weakest link.
if he's your third best player, that means that other safety he's no good, in my opinion.
Well, you had Drew Nakuba he hopefully he comes back healthy.
All right.
So,
Well,
I mean,
listen,
it's
I'd rather go with Nakuba and then maybe draft somebody or maybe get a veteran free agency than pay Blankenship.
I don't think they're going to go the free agent route. I don't think so because they might as well just sign Reed Blankenship if that's the case.
Listen,
I don't think he's going to be back on the
again,
team.
You said it. If they sign him on a team friendly deal, fine, bring him back. I'm fine with it. But I just, I see his limitations. So
Sure. Yeah, he's not a perfect player, but I think he's shown that he is a Super Bowl caliber safety.
if he
that's a
has
fact.
a
There's
Super
no
Bowl
argument.
caliber team around him,
Yeah.
I guess, right?
And he's had big moments. He's had big plays, but
Yeah.
there's still a lot of other things that you can critique him on. that
I'm
are
not saying he's
glaring.
perfect. I'm not saying he's perfect, but you just can't have a Brian Dawkins at every position. That's all I'm saying. Like, it's
But
a salary
that's
cap
like
league.
that's this end of the spectrum. Reed Blankenship isn't like close to that. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. He's not, but he could. He's shown that you can win a Super Bowl with him at safety position. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so then
also shown
if
he
that's
can
the case, then we need to get a veteran safety in here through free agency or a trade.
But-
Patrick Surtain.
So you're not You're not
Somebody
rocking
like
with
that.
Nakuba at the other safety.
Not if Reed is my other safety. I mean, like for me, I just think we can upgrade that position. We can upgrade both positions, both safety positions, in my opinion. Um,
Even Nakuba, you're not a fan?
I am a fan. I am a fan, but like he's young. He's young. I would love to see a veteran, another veteran come in here
I don't know. I
and
think that
maybe
veteran
push
is
push
Reed
Makuba, push
Blankenship.
Blankenship if you're going to keep him. You know what I
Oh, I
mean?
see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't think they got that kind of money, but I see
Yeah,
what
no,
you're
I
saying.
don't.
I
I don't
At
think
the end of the day, I
that's
don't
what I
think they're
would
gonna
like to
keep him.
see. That's not going to
Okay,
happen. That's what I would like to see.
okay, that's fair. But I just don't think they're gonna keep Reed. I don't know why we're even kind of discussing it. I think he's gone. Um, I just
I,
wanted to know why you and Kobe hated him. What's
It's been
that?
2 minutes already.
yeah.
You guys want to keep going on this or what?
Yeah, if you got anything else you got on this?
Well, I mean, listen, I think Goddard. They may have to keep Goddard. They may have to try to get Goddard on a similar deal they gave him last year.
Troy, they've restructured his contract, so he took less money,
I know they're going to have maybe give him a
and
little bit more
to
this
make
year.
him a free agent, they're not. I don't think it's gonna happen. And if
There's
Kobe's right
not.
about them looking at a tight end in the draft,
They have to look at a tight
And
end.
then
They have to
the
look at a
future.
tight end. They have to look at Lane Johnson's replacement, Leonard Dickinson's replacement. They have a lot of. Well, listen. Luckily, they have a lot of draft picks
yeah,
in the next couple of years.
And that
But
tight end out of Oregon, he's actually projected first round, not second or third round.
okay, they have a lot of work to do in the draft because they're going to lose. They're going to lose a lot of players. I do believe that Phillips should be the key. I don't know if you trade for Max Crosby because then you're going to have to give up a pick for him. I'd rather just and what Max Crosby makes almost 30 million. You may have
that's
to
a Howie
pay.
move though.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you may have to pay Phillips 20, 25 maybe. I don't know. Somewhere around that range. I'd rather just keep Phillips and use the extra money someplace else. I mean, we can get Max Crosby for a third, a second and a third, would you trade AJ and a third for Max Crosby?
Yes. Look at Noah.
Nora, would you do it?
Max Crosby, like he probably has like a year left in his deal, so we'd have to pay him.
And when you think about that line, though, Max Crosby, Jalen Carter, Jordan
But
Davis,
we wouldn't have
and me on the other side.
They they need a pass. They need a pass rusher.
we wouldn't we wouldn't have all of them if we had Max Crosby.
What'd you say?
How would we be able to keep all of them if we had Max Crosby?
Well, if that's the case, then Goddard's probably gone. You have AJ going, Goddard's gone. You're not gonna have Reed Blankenship. Kobe Dean is gone. You got to pay somebody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're gonna have to pay somebody. The money's going to be there to use. How he can work his magic? He works his magic every year. It seems this time of year. So, like, I never
What you got?
questioned like how we going to pay one guy versus another. They seem to do it. I would have never thought we'd be able to pay Jalen, AJ Brown, and Saquon Barkley, but they're doing it. So
Noah, what do you got?
I saw something the other day talking about Goddard. Like apparently the Eagles would take on like 20 million in dead cap or something next year if he signs with another team. Which I heard they might like try and get him for a 1 year contract. But like I feel like he deserves better
Goddard?
than that. He probably wouldn't. Yeah.
He's a
I
free
feel like he
agent.
deserves better than that because he did take a pay cut. I feel like the Eagles shouldn't, and I like Sadiq. I feel like he's a great athlete, but I feel like they shouldn't take him in the first round.
Yeah.
Can we talk about like who we want to draft too?
Yeah.
But hold up, before we get out of this, is to Troy's point, like earlier. You know how they can free up more money? They could restructure Jalen's contract. and free up some money that way. Maybe even I know Barkley just signed his, but they could restructure those contracts and free up some money. I'm sure Howie, if there's a guy that Howie wants, I think he can figure out a way to free up some money. But I think they're gonna do what they did last year. They're gonna sign one. So last year, I guess it was who's our linebacker they signed last year? Why am I drawing a blank?
Zach Bond.
Zach Bond. So they concentrated on him last year, and then everyone else they just worried about comp picks. And I think they're going to sign Jalen Phillips this year, and they're going to get comp picks. So, but I think that's the move. But if they wanted money, I think there's ways they could do it.
Yeah, and there's a lot of ways they can get better, including the draft, in which we've seen the Eagles get better in a lot of instances through the draft. Noah, who do you want in the first round at that 23rd overall pick? I've seen an offensive lineman go there for the Eagles. I've seen Sadiq from Oregon go at the tight end spot. Who would you like to see out of college go at the 23rd spot for the Eagles?
I think we should either go O-line, edge, or maybe a corner if one of the there's like a couple corners I like in the draft. If any of them like fall down to our pick, I feel like we should take either a corner, O-line, or edge. And I feel like there's the tight ends in this draft, they're all like kind of toolsy. Like there's not like a really great all-around tight end. So I feel like one thing for the Eagles is they definitely need to get like in one of the later rounds, I want them to pick up like a blocking tight end. I know there's a couple that I'm blanking on one of the names that I was looking at, but there's a couple tight ends that would probably be available later on to get a blocking tight end in there because we Goddard last year he wasn't his normal self with blocking, and we have Grant Calcaterra on the squad, the worst blocker in the NFL.
I don't think the Eagles have any tight ends left on that's under contract, do they?
Tell you right now.
I don't think
Kyle
they do.
Granson, maybe?
So no, I agree with you. I think that might be the way they go because usually Eagles kind of start in the trenches.
They under contract. They have E.J. Jenkins, Cameron Latu, and Jaheim Bell. So no
I
one.
don't even know who those players are.
Right. So no one under contract.
No, I'm kind of interested. I'm curious. Why didn't you mention wide receiver in the first round?
Because we have
Are they all set
two
at wide receiver?
receivers. We have two wide receivers on the team
Okay,
that are great already.
all right. I'm just asking questions. That's all I'm doing.
I think the Eagles should
Yeah.
prioritize Lane
Yeah.
Johnson's replacement
I do.
and go after that offensive tackle from Utah, Caleb Lomu. He's somebody that can play both tackle positions. So if our right tackle or if Jordan goes down, he can replace Jordan too. Or if Lane's missing time in his last season, or even if Lane's not playing, I feel like he's obviously Lane's going to be somebody that he's going to learn from. So I think they should prioritize that.
Would you take a run at Mekhi Becton again?
I would.
I would not.
You get him
I-
cheap.
I wouldn't.
Oh, you would not.
I would not.
That was your boy last year, Troy.
I loved him. I wanted him back. I wouldn't do it.
Why?
Stoutland's gone. He played great under Stoutland, and he's played like trash everywhere else he's gone. My guess is he would come back here under a new coach and not play well. I don't know what's going on with him. I loved him when he was here. Loved him.
Yeah.
He was huge for us. He was a missing piece this year. But the fact that Stoutland's not going to be in the room, that would concern me. Big time.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. He was with the Jets. The Jets were very dysfunctional as a whole.
Yeah, but
I
then he
don't
went
know
to the
how much
Chargers, and the Chargers weren't dysfunctional, and he just flamed out there. I don't know.
Did they do it for performance or money reasons? Why'd they cut him?
I think it was
it?
performance.
The Chargers or the
Hey,
Eagles?
The Chargers. And
Chargers.
then he fired
Oh, they
his
cut him.
management team. But I don't know what's going on with him.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Chuck, who do you want to see the Eagles draft?
So, full disclosure, I haven't watched one college football game all year.
That's a
so
that's a shocker. I'm
I haven't
shocked.
watched it. I've never been a big. It's been a minute since I've got into college football. I can tell you who I want them to prioritize, like position
Aaron Judge just
wise.
hit a home run. WBC.
Oh, did he? Who they playing?
Brazil.
Brazil. Okay.
Oh, the World Baseball Classic's on.
Yeah.
They're playing Brazil, USA.
I wouldn't. I would continue with Howie's blueprint on how he's building a team. It's always through the trenches. Offensive line, defensive line. I mean, the last receiver they picked was Smitty, which was fine. But I think you could get skill players later in the draft. And I'm fine with that, and they can be super productive. So I just want him to continue with his blueprint. I'm going to throw my trust into him, and hopefully, he continues to build like a good team. Like Troy had mentioned, they have tons of picks. Howie has ways of kind of even like getting more picks. So, like I said, this concentrate on the trenches. I think that's where you win. And I think they'll be fine. So that's what I want them to do. Just to continue the same blueprint they've always done. And who has time to watch college football?
College football is great. I was tapped in
I don't
last year.
understand.
Had a lot of
Troy, I
fun.
don't understand how you're doing it.
I'm not a college football fan, but like it's on. We're a sports house. If it's Sunday and early spring, early fall. Early fall and November, December. Yeah, November.
All right.
I'm sorry.
All right.
It'll be on.
I think we're somewhat of a sports house, but we just
I don't pay attention to it. I don't.
I can't. I'm counting on you guys to like. When
Yeah,
the
you're
Eagles
going to
draft,
get
like,
no help
break
from
it
me
down
when it
for me.
comes to. You're not going to get any help from me when it comes to breaking down. Until I start watching draft stuff and getting on the internet and
Yeah,
diving
that's what I
into
like.
that.
I
That's what I do.
put my head in like all the draft stuff. Even with college basketball last year. You think I knew who VJ Escobar? I had no idea who the brother was. I was I was Derek Queen all the way.
I feel like even a lot of people that follow college basketball didn't know who he was because he kind of did fly under the radar on that
I know he
team.
was.
They were just such a good team, and he wasn't a college player. He was meant to play in the NBA. But speaking of college players, a wide receiver named Casey Concepcion might be a guy that the Eagles look at, especially if A.J. Brown is no longer on the Eagles. Guys, what is going on with trade updates for A.J. Brown? Have the Eagles been shopping the star wide receiver? Noah, do you think he has played his last game in Philly?
I do not think so. No. I've heard teams are very shocked and because of what the Eagles are asking for AJ Brown, which I feel like is smart because there's no reason we should be trading him.
Yeah.
We've only had success since he's been on our team. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna get traded unless someone blows him away with an offer. And if they do that, like if they give us like a good player plus a first and like another pick with it, then that's good value. They find something that good, but I don't think teams are offering
Wow.
that for a receiver.
Well, that's interesting because DJ Moore that just got traded went for a second round pick, right? Was it just a
Yes.
second round pick that he went
Second
for?
round pick.
Yes.
And I was reading an article that said if he went for a second round pick, you got to figure AJ's got to go for a first and some change. So I mean, maybe that is a reality that's now his value. You're gonna get a first round pick, a player, like you said, maybe another pick for AJ Brown, and that's something I'm surprised that you would. You said you'd be down to do that. Sounds like.
Yeah, because it's just as much as I love AJ Brown, I don't love him more than I love the Eagles. So if it's a trade that benefits the Eagles in the long run, I'm doing it. And I don't think Howie and Sirianni want to trade AJ Brown. But I said it last time. If they get blown away with an offer, they have to do it. They have to do it. I don't
we're
think,
burying
and
the
listen,
lead
you
here.
listen to all the pundits and talking heads on television. Anybody that says they know that AJ Brown is going to get traded, no one knows. I think the only people that know if he's going to get traded or not is the front office of the Patriots. Because right now, they're the only ones that know if they're going to overpay for him. And basically, that's what it sounds like. That's the only way you're going to get AJ Brown, if you overpay for him. And they might be willing to do that now that Buffalo has DJ Moore. They traded for DJ Moore. Like that, that could affect the Eagles.
Why are we talking about DJ Moore so much? Like he's like good.
No, but it's just the fact that Buffalo and the
it's-
Patriots are in the same division. They just upgraded their team. They just helped out their Pro Bowl MVP quarterback.
Yep.
And they need to keep pace. So
I don't know-
so that
I
DJ
don't
Moore
know how
trade
much
just
help.
upped the ante for the Patriots.
I don't know how much help DJ Moore is in 2026.
I don't know
Like,
either.
if you guys, I don't
I
know
don't
if you
know
guys
either,
watched
but
him
guess
last
what?
year, but the man like falls down like every 3 routes he runs, like he's slipping on the ground like every.
I agree, but he's never played with a quarterback like Josh Allen. So I don't know.
You're making
You
to his
don't
point,
know what he can provide for Josh Allen.
but
No
you're
one
making to
knows.
his point. He's not that good, and they still got a second rounder for him.
No,
We're
I'm
saying
saying
if
I'm
that's
saying
the baseline, then AJ
that's not what
should
we're
be able to.
talking
You
about.
should be able to get more for AJ.
That's not what we're talking about.
He's
He's
talking
talking
about
about-
DJ Moore's
He's
talent.
talking about
Yeah.
he's talking about the Patriots like being worried about the Bills getting DJ Moore. Like he's good. You know what I'm saying
They
shouldn't
should.
be worried at all.
I agree with that. I think he should. They
They
should,
should be worried.
Okay.
They should be worried.
Yeah.
Listen, Josh
Talent
Allen. What was their record versus the Patriots last year? Like they were down a couple of games. Like Josh Allen
One-
basically had no
1-1.
receivers. No receivers.
Hmm.
Now I'm not saying DJ Moore is a top-notch receiver, but he's going to help them. He's definitely going to help them.
Better than what they
Guys,
have.
I think we're bearing the lead here. The fact that Noah, like, finally at least hinted at the fact that AJ could be, put your hands down, at least hinted at the fact that AJ could be traded is like, where is it? Breaking news.
No, he was like, where is it? Where's
No, squinting. I had to put my glasses on. Where is it? I can't even.
Because you guys were talking about like oh my god,
That's
he doesn't
awesome,
wanna be here.
Noah.
We need to get rid of him. Like no.
No,
we
I
don't
was.
need-
No one was saying that. No one was saying that.
No,
He was,
he-
but he was miserable. He was saying that. We weren't saying that. He was saying he was miserable all year. I'm just proud of you.
And you
I'm
guys,
proud of you.
guys
I've
were
never been more
referring
proud
to-
of you right now, Noah.
You guys were referring.
This is the
to him,
proudest
like,
moment of
being
my life.
traded- Being traded for like a 3rd round pick and like 2 like day 2 picks.
Oh no, no,
like,
no, 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 no.
What are we talking about?
No.
Did
Who,
you guys
AJ
see-
for a third?
did- Did you guys see what Micah Parsons got traded for? Like if we get a deal like that, like why would we not take that? Like
No, but
I heard,
Troy
I heard
made
they
a
were
good
looking.
point.
I heard they were looking for a Quinnen Williams type deal. I'm pretty sure he went for like. I forgot who they traded for. They traded a AD Mitchell and like 2 firsts or something. Like
no, first and
why would
first
we-
and second. Was it 2 first? It could have been 2
What
first.
would you? I would take that
that's
for
what I'm
a
saying.
person who doesn't want to be on the team.
That's what I'm saying. And he like he doesn't want
Noah,
to be on the team, Dad.
Noah, listen, I don't know how AJ feels, but
I know
history
he
has
feels. Troy, how do you
shown,
not know how he feels?
history
he's-
has told us. History has told us
He's actively told
that
us
he's
how
not.
he feels. What do you-
Noah,
what do
he
you-
is not going to come out and say, I don't want to be here. He's not going to come out and say it. He's going to say all the right things and
Why not?
behind the scenes tell his agent, go get me to this place, get me a deal out of here. That's how it's going to work.
Why would he not come out and say it? People do that all the time.
Because players don't do that.
The players do.
Because they don't want to listen, after everything that AJ Brown is going through in the Eagle uniform and the ups and downs
Everything
that
he's
had,
gone through,
he doesn't want it.
the man's been to the Super Bowl twice. He's been all pro 3 times. What are you guys talking about?
He doesn't want to be
You know
here.
what?
No, he
But
doesn't
like
wanna be
the attitude. I'm talking about the attitude of AJ Brown. You can't say his attitude says, "I want to be here for the rest of my life."
No.
His attitude does not say
him-
that.
I don't know why he would say Philly is home then if he doesn't want to be here though. Like maybe if I was him, I just wouldn't say wouldn't say anything at all. Like you could avoid the question.
Can somebody
Maybe
help me here,
actively
please?
go out.
That's what he's supposed to say. He doesn't want to be viewed as a malcontent, even though we already view him that way, right? In many circles, he is viewed as a
Dad.
malcontent, but he really
Okay.
doesn't want to be viewed that way by going out and saying, "Get
I
me
can
out
see
of here."
you guys.
He doesn't
you
want to
guys-
be T.O.
Okay.
and
Can-
talk
can I
bad
say
about the organization, the quarterback, the city, the fans. He's not going to do that.
Listen,
I'm
I
not
know
saying that he feels bad about that, but that's just not what athletes do. They go behind the scenes, they get me out of here, and put up a good face in front of the public.
Let me.
Like in the big 2026, like athletes don't do that anymore. Like,
All right, I just wrote some names down, and I know we can move on because I know this is like a toxic topic. And Troy, you help me
strong
with this,
word.
Troy. Okay, and this is Kobe. This is for you and Drew as well. Here's some names, and Troy will probably get it really quick, but these are. I want you guys to like give me like the common denominator with these names: Barkley, AI, T.O., McNabb, Moses, Cheeks, I'm sure Brian Dawkins. You know what they have in common? These are players that we looked up to, me and Troy even more so. And they either got traded or released, or they went on their way. They didn't finish their careers. They started with Philly, but they never like finished their careers in Philadelphia. It happens. We were heartbroken. I was heartbroken when Barkley got traded. I was heartbroken when AI got traded. It's awful, but it happens. Vic,
Kane.
I won't put McCain on that level, but fine, throw McCain on there. But these are players that were Philadelphia heroes, and they left. And you know what might happen as well? Jalen might be on that list as well. And you need to like get a grip. I think me and Troy are not immune to it, but we're hardened by it because there's a chance that
It's a big
the
chance.
players that we love now that are playing for our teams,
They're going elsewhere. They're going to other cities.
they're going to go somewhere else.
Go on.
They're
Maxey
going, fam.
may go somewhere else.
They're going, fam.
Don't no. Okay, the Maxi was a little. I was with you,
Nah,
Chuck, but then
until
you
you
just
said
took it
Maxey.
way
Maxey
too
might be
far.
gone,
We're
bro.
gonna
He
change
might
the
be
gone.
topic.
the
We're
difference
gonna-
is. No, I need to say one thing before we move on. The difference is you just need a bunch of people who were traded when the team literally had no future, and you're like, oh, we gotta get rid of these guys. We just went to the Super Bowl last year. We're the second youngest team in the NFL. Still next year we still should be in the Super Bowl again.
When T.O. was like, there was still value in the Eagles when T.O. left.
He mentioned all right. He mentioned Moses Malone. And we
Moses
talked
Malone.
about this
Yeah.
20 pods ago when he got traded. They had the number 1 pick in the draft.
Yep.
They still had Cheeks, Doc, Barkley,
Barkley, yeah.
Moses,
And
and
the
the number 1 pick in the
draft.
draft, and they wind up trading the number 1 pick in the draft and Moses Malone. Right? They could have been set for the next, I would say, 5 years and competing for a championship, and they
At
just
least.
blew it up.
And who went number 1 again? Can you remind me?
Brad Daugherty.
Brad Daugherty.
The front line would have been Brad Daugherty, Moses, and Barkley.
And he's absolutely right. However, I did want limb bias. I can't I wanted Bias. That's a whole story. But
okay.
Bias, Barkley, and Moses. If Bias would have, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah,
It's too.
It's gonna bring back bad memories.
Yeah,
Drew, that was a really funny meme you sent in the chat. So for that, I'm gonna kick it to you for your pop culture update. Drew, do you have anything for us tonight for your pop
hold
culture
it. Hold it. Give me a second. As I'm squinting.
He's so proud of that.
When you say hold it, it ruins the whole like.
I don't know what to say.
He's so proud of that. little-
Pause.
That sound effect.
When you say hold it, you ruin it. Name of your sex tape, Noah.
Oh boy,
Hold
Drew,
on,
let's get to your
no,
pop
hold it,
culture
hold it,
update.
hold it, hold it.
Do you
before
have
this
a
gets too
crickets? Do you have a
explicit.
crickets?
I'm looking
sound
for crickets.
by any chance?
No crickets.
Oh my God, he's so
Dude, listen,
old.
you need to sit down with that board for the next 2 days and learn where everything is.
That's.
I
hold
don't
up.
want you coming back. I do not want you coming back on this podcast searching for buttons.
Dude, that's why we got a producer. Zach's gonna learn this, and Zach, you need to find a cricket sound effect and upload it.
And you also need to develop a count for every time
There
Noah.
we go.
Oh,
There we go.
every
Thank you,
time-
Zach.
Zach's got it.
Every time my dad says one more thing, you have to put a number next to his forehead. Thank you.
Zach,
As
love
I
Zach.
was.
Zach. Okay, hold up, guys. If you don't know, Zach's our new producer. Shout out to Zach.
Shout
Zach, we
Thank you, Zach. Yeah. Thank you, Zach. We need you.
Zach, keep in mind this was we interviewed hundreds of candidates. You were chosen out of the.
Like the Eagles did for
out
the
of the many
offensive coordinator
interviews that we
position last
had.
year.
So don't forget where you come from. Don't listen to Drew. Go, Drew.
Okay. So, what I was gonna say is that Abbott Elementary is renewed for a 6th season. So shout out to Quinta Brunson for getting another season of Abbott Elementary on. Okay. All right. So she's always welcome on the podcast. Philly native, always bringing visibility to Philly. Abbott Elementary is a great show. Right now, she's killing it. She's got she's been appearing in awards, right? I think with Vanity Fair, she's been doing that, John. She also received a GLAAD award for being an ally for the LGBTQ community. She's breaking grounds, y'all. Shout out to Quinta Brunson. Shout out to the
Shout
women
out to her.
in the world.
Shout out.
Shout out to
We also went to Temple.
all the
Shout out
queens.
Temple.
Temple, yeah. Shout out
Philly.
to Temple. Yeah, Philly's always doing it big. Philly's always, underestimated, never duplicated though. So shout out to Philly, shout out to Quinta Brunson, shout out to Abbott Elementary.
All right, Dad, let's take the bell. Guess we'll get to our nutritional corner, which should be also slashed maybe with an exercise corner, since we do talk a
Yeah.
lot about
All right. hold up.
exercise and lifting.
Before we get
fitness,
into this, I have a
overall
I
fitness
just
as
want
well.
to. I have something to say about your last nutritional corner.
God forbid.
About the
the-
muscle building cheat code,
The milk.
The milk.
milk.
So I'm like, first of all, we shouldn't be sponsoring any like big corporations without. If they want to sponsor us, shout out, have them contact Kobe at our Instagram page. But I'm like, why is Kobe talking about milk? What is going on? Are they in bed with Big Milk? Is something? And then Troy puts something in our chat about milk. I'm like, are they? Like, what's happening?
I don't know what that was about.
Then I'm
Wait,
like,
he's talking about milk. It was
then I'm
milk.
like,
the song.
I do
you know
some
who the
research.
you know what the song was,
Oh, Milk D and Gizmo.
right?
That makes so much sense. Milk is good for you. Okay, that makes sense. I didn't connect. those
Milk
dots.
is chilling.
I didn't connect it
Giz
either.
is chilling. What
Milk
more
is-
can I say? Top billing.
yeah.
that
the
was
hell?
good. That
Oh
was
my
good.
gosh.
But I looked up.
I thought you were talking about like my muscles, because I look
Well, I was.
muscular in the photo.
I don't know.
What?
It
That's
felt
what I-
like
it
it
all
was.
tied in. It all tied in, guys.
It felt like it was sponsored, and I just want to like. I looked up like the percentage of black people who are lactose intolerant is like 70%. I don't personally, I don't think
Where did you find
humans-
that? Where did you find that stat?
I'll send it to you.
That's crazy.
I don't think humans should be drinking other animals' milk. I think we're the only species that does that, right? It
Yes.
drinks other animals' milk. And I just find it odd that you
I
guys
mean, people have been drinking milk for a long time, Chuck.
I know, and it doesn't make it right. I don't drink milk.
And you're a
If it's
very
your cheat code, that's
functional
fine.
adult.
No,
But
you're right. It
if
doesn't
Big
make it
Milk
doesn't make it
is
right.
like
I mean,
slipping you guys some endorsement money, I just want to like
You want a piece of it.
listen,
I just want
if there's
peace. Give me
anybody,
peace.
if there's anybody
they're
out
not.
there bodybuilding that are really prioritizing building muscle and aren't lactose intolerant, then milk is a great cheat code for you. And that's what that was about. But
is it Kobe?
it
To each
is.
his own. To each his own.
So let's get to your nutritional
So let's
corner.
get
You
to
know,
this.
God forbid my father's side.
So this past week I've been trying something different. I think in the last podcast we mentioned that, you know, when I start working out, you know, I get on the treadmill, walk, run a couple of miles, then I do my workout. Well, I guess about 2 weeks ago, I started getting up in the morning and it felt like every joint from head to toe was on fire. And it was mostly my lower body, knees, hips, like ankles, feet. So I started doing this week, instead of running on a treadmill, I started doing hip mobility, something that Kobe used to do on a daily basis when he was playing rugby. You know, I just online, I remember some of the exercises that Kobe ran me through, looked online, saw some more. And the first day I did it one morning, and then the very next morning I woke up and it was like someone shot me with a bunch of drugs. I felt absolutely fantastic.
Wow.
At Chuck, at our age, Chuck, if we are active, you know, obviously our bodies are not going to respond or bounce back the way Kobe, Drew, and Noah's bodies will. So we have to go the extra mile to feel better, to feel great, and stretching and doing some mobility exercises really did the trick for me, and I'm sure it'll do the trick for a lot of people of our ages. So
I love
That's
that,
my
Dad.
tip.
That's great.
yeah,
I love that. That's great. I tell you all the time, do more stretching, do more mobility. I'm glad
I
that
ignore
did
you,
it.
but
That's
but
great.
you've been right. I was ignoring you.
I've told you, I've mentioned before that it gets different. Listen, I'm 29 years old. I have no idea what it's like to have my metabolism slow down, to
That's right.
wake
That's
up
right.
and all of a sudden my back hurts for no reason. I have no
That's
idea
right.
what any of that is like.
That's
But
right.
at the same time, I am a firm believer that exercise and fitness doesn't get necessarily harder, but it gets different. And what you said, Dad, you have to go that extra mile. I do agree with that. I think that it just gets different. You have to start doing things differently. It doesn't always necessarily mean things are going to be harder, that you have to do more gym sessions or anything like that, but you have to go about it differently. You have to do more mobility. You have to maybe not do as many reps as you normally would. You maybe have to focus more on form and slowing down tempo and just go about it in a smarter way. And you can still get great benefits and still be in great shape and feel great, you know, at your age.
Yeah,
That's
you're
my
right.
opinion.
Yeah, and it's a great opinion. And you know, just based off this past week, you know, the word that you were telling me were 100% correct. And going forward, I'm going to incorporate a lot more stretching and mobility exercises in my workouts.
Yeah. I'll write up a workout for you. I'll write up a mobility workout for you.
I can use that workout
7 or
too,
8
Kobe. I would love that.
7 or 8 exercises for your hips, knees, ankles. You said feet have been bothering you.
Yeah, and my shoulders always bother me, so make sure you throw some of those in there too.
Yeah, I'll write you something up.
Do I have to pay you? You know how much money you owe me, right? Do
I am
you
in
want me
depth.
to,
This is a part of
should we
my.
talk about that number on the pod, or no? You don't want to do that.
They don't need to know that. They don't
Okay.
need to know that.
All right.
They don't need to know that.
All right.
But something that was great, Dad. Something I wanted to talk about was you mentioned core on the last nutritional corner, and you know how you do a lot of reps with core, and I think that's great. I think that it's obviously great for core endurance doing that amount of reps. But so I coach group fitness at F45, and at the end of the workouts, we don't as coaches program the workouts. They're programmed through the gym, but at the end of the workouts we'll get finishers that are personalized. So we'll do like a cardio finisher, core finisher, whatever the case may be. And I've been very intentional about giving core finishers at the end, but not doing a lot of reps within the core finisher, doing like 6, 8, 12 reps with like 2 exercises, and people are dying by the end of the second exercise because for one, I'm having them in a reverse crunch, bringing their knees in and hold for 5 seconds. Not a reverse crunch. It's a half sit up. It's a halfway. It's called a perfect sit up. So you go up halfway, you're squeezing your belly button in, you're holding for 5 seconds, and then you go back down. So they're doing like 6 to 8, and you wouldn't think like 6 to 8 sit ups. That's nothing. But because of the tempo, because of how slow you're going, it's extremely difficult. And I think that it goes to show you should work core just like you would anything else. If you're trying to at least build your abdominals, if you're trying to, not abdominals, did I say that right? Abdominals, yeah. If you're trying to build your abdominals, if you're trying to have your abs show more, you want to work it out just like you would any other muscle. So that means adding weight to it, focusing on tempo, not doing a whole lot of reps unless you're trying to build endurance for your core. But if you're trying to make it look better, then you got to work it out just like any other muscle. So that's something I've been intentional with at my group fitness studio, and something that I think people should start doing more of, because you see it a lot, like the 50 rep ab workouts, 100 rep ab workouts. I think they're great, they're challenging, and they build a lot of endurance. But if you're trying to actually build your abs, it's better to work it out like any other muscle.
Okay. That's
I
good.
like that.
Keep that in mind.
All right.
Hold up, before you go on, did you see my thing in the chat?
No.
Did you use AI
Studies show that.
for your
So-
research?
Is this like a
Drew-
Reddit comment?
No, Drew asked me, did I use AI? So I use Perplexity, which is an AI LLM. But what I do with Perplexity, you could make a what they call a space. You can give it like a prompt. So I have a basically a nutritional space for a 56-year-old guy, and it gives me like just nutritional things and a couple exercises and stuff. But I can ask it questions because it's super specific to a guy my age and so forth. And I just asked that space about milk.
What'd it say?
And listen, if you're in the pocket of big milk, I'm fine with it. It's fine.
I think it's best to cite
didn't-
your
It's o-
sources
It's okay.
and use.
It's okay. Just give me.
Yeah,
What did it
so
say
I
about-
think it's
Okay.
important to.
What did it
use
say about
proper
chocolate milk?
sources for your research?
Well,
think-
I'm not hiding my source. I'm not publishing this to like the internet, like anywhere. I'm showing it to you guys.
I know, but
And I
I'm just
told
saying
you-
for your
I
argument.
just told you my sources.
What did
Hey,
it say?
I-
It's
know.
Perplexity.
I know that, and it's best to use academically.
So
Evidence
to Drew's point, Perplexity. Do you use it, Troy?
Perplexity? Not that one.
Yeah,
I
it uses
AI, but-
it gives you the sources that it uses to come up with the answers. It's actually really, really good. It
Yeah.
shows you the sources. It shows you every little thing it uses to
Mhm.
come up with an answer. It's not like ChatGPT. I love ChatGPT as well.
But
it's
but
not
I'm
like
assuming
Yeah.
that at some point in time, Chat GPT is like every AI source or every AI platform. At some point, should show you the sources that they pull the information from.
They haven't yet. This is the only one that I've seen that does it. Maybe one day
There's
will.
another one that I use for work that it'll tell you where they pull the sources from.
Yeah, check out Perplexity. It's really cool,
Okay.
Troy. It shows you their sources that they're using. It's not like making up stuff or
Right.
like fan on
Have-
answers. It
Have
shows you
you
what it does.
have you checked the sources to make sure that it's not like a link to, something crazy that has nothing to do
You
with
do your
the-
Toby. You do your research. Tell me the percentage of black people who drink milk
Stop-
and aren't
Stop muting
lactose
my
intolerant.
mic.
I just
Stop
want to make
muting
sure
my
that it wouldn't send you to, like, I don't know,
You were
a naked
drop
man
dead.
on a beach or something like that. Would actually send you to the article. But I'll look into
Yeah, I have the
Perplexity.
articles. It does list the articles as well. It shows you everything that it uses.
That sounds pretty
So
cool.
it used 24 different articles, 24 different like sites.
Yeah, see,
We've been on this.
We can
we've
talk
been
about
on
that later.
this
but-
segment for way too long.
Yeah, my bad.
All right. What's next?
all right, so fellas, we're gonna get into some Sixers talk after that.
Noah, get back in here, Noah.
Noah's got to hurry up, get back in here because we have a lot to talk about with the Sixers, who are sixth place still in the Eastern Conference standings, but have been kind of sputtering a little bit. Coming off of that 3-game, they were on a 4-game losing streak, then they went on a 3-game losing streak, and then they lost 2, right? And now they're on a 1-game
A 3-game
losing
winning
streak,
streak and then lost 2.
and then
Or
lost
2
2, right?
game winning streak. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
Let me just say something real quick. If you say something, Drew, I will drive to New Jersey and beat you down. As we talk about this, and I see Troy warming up. He's stretching. He's doing all those stretches that Kobe sent him. He's ready to go off. I want everyone to close their eyes. If at the beginning of the year, and we were doing this podcast at the beginning of the year, if I told you guys, the Sixers, who just came off a lottery season, a terrible season, they had the 6th worst record in the league, that this year Embiid would miss 60% of the games. Paul George will get suspended for
25 games.
25 games, and he would miss other games in that stretch. But the Sixers were 6 game over 500. They're in the 6th spot in the conference.
1 game out of the 5th spot, I think.
I'd say
1
you're
game
on
out
drugs.
of, there you go. How would you feel about that? Like, again, I'm not talking about now because we do have more data, but looking at the beginning of the season, I told you they were 6 games above 500. With all this that happened,
My first thought would have been Maxey must be an MVP candidate. He must
and
be
he is.
going off.
and he is.
That would have been my first thought. My second thought would have been, you're out of your effing mind. Like there's no way. It would have been shocking. I would have been shocked by that. But
Yeah.
but that's a hypothetical.
I just want that as the
Like
backdrop.
we saw how everything is played
before
out.
Troy
so
rips the Sixers a new one.
I'm not gonna-
I just want that as the backdrop. That's all I'm saying.
So I would have thought that, like you said, Maxey would be playing at MVP level. I would have thought that Jeremy Kane would have found his form that he found last year, and he'd be probably starting in some fashion.
right.
I figure that VJ would be what we thought his potential could be when we drafted him, was that he could be like a prototype of a Dwayne Wade and would hit the ground, running on that track at some point in his career. If you told me that was the case with their record, then I figured, okay, he's going to do that in his rookie year. And that's kind of what he's done. So, you hit it on with Maxey and VJ, and Kane obviously is not in the picture. He got traded. I would have figured Bona would have took a step up. I don't know if I could say that about Bona. He still seems like the same type of player to me this year.
From last year, I think he's I think he's taken a huge step from last year.
That's fair. You could say that. That's fair. No, I think he has a lot of potential.
He does.
Yeah.
Quentin Grimes has like been. Oh, is he worth the $30 million Troy wanted to give him? No, but he's been. He's been fine. He's been fine. He's been more than fine, actually. He's been.
Yeah, like I would have figured they would have really found a way to make those guards like work together. VJ, Maxi. I would have figured all those guards were going to be carrying the team and they'd be playing through their backcourt
Okay.
at the
So
beginning of the year.
if I told you at the beginning of the year and you have all these thoughts about what would have happened, a lot of stuff what you thought would happen is happening. Maxi's having an MVP type season. VJ has really stepped up. No one mentioned Kelly Oubre, but whatever. Like what you guys are leaving out is, and I don't really care if he goes or doesn't go, but Nurse is doing considering what he has, his best player missing so many games, he's doing an okay job. Does the defense stink? Absolutely. Does he
Sam, you're muted.
Does he play Maxi and VJ too many minutes? Absolutely. I think he's just super competitive. He just wants to win these games. I think he's doing an okay job.
We still can't hear
Not
you, Dad.
coach of the year.
Hold on, my father's having issues.
I know. Troy, everyone's come to this
I
podcast
must
to
have
hear you
muted myself.
rant. You're good. I can hear you now.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
He is not doing an okay job.
Okay. I mean,
You muted yourself.
I don't know what you're looking at.
I'm looking at that
reason.
record.
A big reason.
Yeah.
A big reason why we don't have McCain is because Nurse could not figure out how to use him. Our defense, as you mentioned, our defense is trash. We overhelp. This is a three-point shooting league,
agree.
and we consistently leave
agree.
three-point shooters open in the corner.
I
He
agree.
is not doing an
Troy,
okay job.
Let me just.
No,
I
he's not.
agree with that point.
Hold on. I'm not a Nick Nurse hater. I will always give coaches a leash because you know how I feel about coaches. I feel more for coaches than you do. You do, Chuck. Right? So I'm always willing to give them a leash. But I have to tell you, like, he's not doing an okay job. I expect something more. I expect a lot more from him when it comes to developing players and
So you're not
finding
giving
the
any
correct.
credit for nothing for Barlow, nothing for Jabari.
Listen, Jabari, you know what? Jabari played well the last two games, but where has he been the past 2 weeks?
Well, I think they were dealing with trying to get him a contract. I know you want to say something, but guy, Troy, the McCain thing, if I didn't mind trading him, but not getting someone in return made that trade look really dumb. But you cannot blame the development on Nurse, just on Nurse. You have to put some on Jared McCain too. He did not start the season great. You have to put a little bit on him. And I know he was hurt, but he was playing terribly.
He
Now,
was
Chuck.
hurt. He was.
I know
Chuck.
he was hurt, but I'm saying
was hurt.
whatever the reason,
But he's hurt, right? But he's hurt, and there were games where you could tell he was turning a corner,
But why
and
is
then he would
Nurse's
get into a game and not play great, and you'd never see him again, right? He goes to OKC. He plays. How many games did he play with OKC so far? 10, 15?
Well,
No,
How many
is
20-point
that
games
many?
has he had?
like 3.
Yeah.
Like, they seem to figure
Listen,
out.
I'm not saying that was a good trade, especially when you get anyone in return. What I'm saying is McCain's injury, and McCain to some extent, has to take a little bit of the hit of why he wasn't developing. I think Nurse is just a competitive coach who you know what, McCain, you're not helping us win right now, and I got to play someone else. So I
But-
don't know. It's only so much development you could do if you're that player's
listen,
not playing well.
and there's always when you coach, there's always a bigger picture. You have the smaller pictures and the bigger picture, microeconomics and macroeconomics. The macroeconomics in letting McCain play through his troubles is that later on in the year, in a playoff series, he's going to be ready for you. But the second you keep stunning his growth by every time he commits a turnover or misses 3 shots in a row, you take him out after 5 minutes and you never see him again. How does that help a player? That does nothing. It does nothing for the player. It does nothing for the team.
I kind of agree. I do agree with you. Like I said, I think he's a super competitor. He wanted to win those games. This version of Jared that you're seeing in Oklahoma City, the Sixers weren't getting that. Like, if I'm the coach, I would think twice about like playing him too.
But
I
obviously,
do get that.
obviously, Chuck, it was still in him to give it.
Yeah.
OKC, he gets there immediately. OKC pulls it out of him somehow. They run plays for him. You know what? Here's one thing that I think we all mentioned. Like, why isn't Jared McCain handling the ball more or running the offense when he's getting into the game for the Sixers? Right? During that time, VJ will have the ball playing point, Grimes will have the ball playing point, and McCain's running to the corner. He's just sitting in the corner waiting for a pass to get to him. And that makes no sense to me. When you watch how this guy played the previous year, in those 20 or 30 games that he played, and how he played with the ball in his hands, running the show, why wouldn't you do that again this year?
Troy, first of all, I agree with you. I do want to say, how do you like knock Nurse on not developing McCain, but then you see a guy like VJ, who, and again, I'll admit my mistakes. Do you guys remember in the beginning of the season, I said, why are they like making him run point?
Mm-hmm.
They should use him like Dwayne Wade. He should be coming over the screens, slashing the basket. It was kind of like I was like, why are they doing that? And it's paying off.
Correct.
He can initiate why is like I'll give Nurse credit for that. Like
right. I'll give him credit for that also.
He could have started Grimes. He
Correct.
started VJ at the beginning of the season.
Correct. I give him credit for that. But just treat McCain the same way you treat him VJ. That's all. That's all. After what he showed you last year, he's coming off an injury. Give him a chance.
Okay.
That's all.
I agree. Like I said, I think he just wanted to win games, and McCain wasn't ready to help him win. And keep in mind, Nurse didn't trade him. It was Morey who traded him.
Yeah, but you know what? Listen, Morey also traded Isaiah Joe, and we also know how Doc Rivers treated Isaiah Joe, which was like trash, right? So my guess is Morey goes to his coaches and says, hey, listen, we probably going to make some trades here. Like, who do you like? Who do you not like? What do you think?
I think it was more like we need to get under the tax.
Was that the only way to get under the tax? Trading?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. That made no sense then.
I just think I don't think coaches matter.
We're gonna.
But
talk
I think you're giving Nurse you the stuff that he's been doing well. The team's 6 game over 500, and their best player hasn't even played half the games. He developed VJ. He developed Barlow. He developed Jabari Walker. Like
I don't know how much Nurse had to do
like
with VJ's development.
You don't think he could have started Grimes? He could have started Grimes and Maxey this year.
I don't. Chuck, I'm gonna be honest with you, Chuck.
But Kobe? Why do you give him you don't give him? You give him a hard time for not developing McCain, but then VJ blossomed, playing better than anyone thought he would play.
But I think that's mostly because of VJ. I think that's VJ. Credit? Listen, I think VJ has the talent where, and I'm not going to say undeniable talent, but at least for this team, and the amount of guards that we had, and McCain's coming off of an injury, VJ's the guy.
If Doc Rivers would have coached this team, would VJ be starting?
No,
Absolutely
he would.
not.
He would not be playing. He would not be playing. He would
I
not.
think you have to give him credit. He forced him to play point, which I thought was a terrible move.
So-
and
so I guess-
it's a great move.
So I guess coaches do matter in your world.
Let me put
you're
it
just
this way.
saying that. You're just saying that to get under my skin. Noah had his hand raised.
No,
Noah,
no,
what do
no,
you,
no,
what do
no,
you
no.
have?
Give me. Oh, sorry. Go on.
You didn't have your hand raised? I thought you wanted to go.
I told my dad, like when he asked me to start this podcast, I don't when the Sixers are losing or whatever, I don't watch them. So I haven't been watching them, I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
We do a podcast about the Sixers.
Wait, we do a podcast. You don't watch college basketball or
I
college football.
prioritize my mental health over everything.
That's fair.
Troy, you
That's
hush,
fair.
Troy. Just-
Listen,
All right.
Chuck,
And I only had my hand up because we were talking too much about Nick Nurse.
because we were talking about too much about who?
Nick
Nick Nurse.
Oh
Nurse.
yeah, Dad was talking too much. I know.
All right, listen, man.
But
like,
I even think that McCain thing with the lineups paints a bigger picture with how Nick Nurse deals with the lineups. Like Tyrese Maxey is at a point in the season where he's exhausted. And a large reason for that is like, yeah, the injuries, Paul George getting suspended, but like you can't figure out a way to still get a lot out of Maxey, but play him a little bit less. Like experiment more with lineups with VJ, Quentin Grimes being the primary ball handlers, even Trent Wofford. Like I wouldn't mind. He can handle the rock. He can bring the ball up a couple of
Does
times.
it sound like I'm trying to justify the trade? I agree with you, Kobe. They probably should have did something. And I think we're forgetting as well that Nick Nurse was the coach last year when McCain was about to win Rookie of the Year. Like he was developing him. I think, again, I'm watching him. He's super emotional on the sidelines. I see him in press conferences. I think he's just really competitive, and he probably thought McCain's not at a point where he can help us win games. So I'm not going to play him as much. Right or wrong, I don't know. But
No,
Daryl traded him. It wasn't Nurse. Daryl traded him. Did he go to Nurse? Like Troy said, it's possible.
It's just the original question was, is Nick Nurse doing what we were talking about? Is Nick Nurse doing a good job? And like, I don't think he's doing a good job.
And when I say coaches don't matter, and Kobe, I know I'll cut you off. I'm so sorry. I just think I don't know if you put a different coach in this scenario, like would they do any better?
I think they could look a lot better. Like I don't think all season long they've run good.
So
offense.
you're saying there's a coach out there that would get them with Embiid playing as little as he's playing. There's a coach that would get them more than 6 games over 500.
Listen.
Zach.
Or they would have just lost by San Diego by 20 instead of 40. Is that what
You
you're
know
saying?
what?
Looking better?
Yes.
If we had a different
out
coach,
there.
you could argue our record
There-
would be better
Listen,
with the way
there's a
that they've
coach out
looked.
there, and I'll tell you who the coaches are.
Give me the coach.
The coach for the Thunder, the coach for the Nuggets, the coach for the Pistons, and the Celtics.
All right.
So without
First
Shea,
of all, Nurse has as many championships as all of those coaches, and more than most of the coaches just named.
I don't care. I'm talking about right now, this
Well,
year.
I'm saying, like he's like when Detroit wins
This-
the championship, when that coach
That
won
was
the
10
championship,
years
we can
ago,
talk.
Chuck. Chuck, that was 10 years ago.
That wasn't 10 years ago.
It was
That
10 years ago.
19.
All right, okay, whatever. Listen, what is the Sixers' record without Embiid? Does anyone know? With Embiid and without Embiid.
Yeah, Zach, can you get that?
They're like 21 and 12 with him.
With Embiid, they're 12 and
Okay.
15 without him. Thunder's record with Shea and without Shea. 39 and 11 with Shea. Without Shea, they're 7 and
They
4.
were-
With
they were allowed
Jokic,
to-
with
they were
Jokic,
allowed
they're
to take-
27 and 17. Without Jokic, they're 10 and 6. Cade Cunningham, with him, 39 and 13. Without him, 5 and 1. And we already know what the Boston's been doing with Jaylen Brown without Jason Tatum. And even when Jaylen Brown is not playing, they still have a winning record, right? We're the only
And something
team with
that
a
a lot of those
superstar who's
teams,
we're the only team without a superstar with a superstar who can't keep a winning record when he doesn't play.
and something that a lot of those teams have is great culture. All those teams have an identity, and
Identity.
the Sixers don't have an identity.
Every
And a lot
person
of that
on that
has to fall
roster,
on
every
Nick Nurse.
person on those rosters, they know their roles. You can't tell me you sit Kelly Oubre down. Kelly, what's your role on this team? Grimes, what is your role on this team? They're not going to give you a definite answer. They can't, because you just watch how they play, and you could tell they don't know. Grimes is out there dribbling the ball for 20 seconds, and he knows he's not the type of player that should be dribbling for 1 second. It is catch and shoot with this guy. If he gets a straight line to the basket and has 2 dribbles, that's it. He shouldn't be out there dancing. There's no coach telling him, hey, Kelly, look at your stats when you're out there dancing. You commit 4 more turnovers when you do this per game. There's not a coach telling him that.
I'll let Noah. I want to respond.
Not
to that,
Kelly.
but
I met Grimes. Did I say Grimes or Kelly? I met Grimes. Whoever I said.
I got to respond to that. But go ahead, Noah.
I'm not gonna put all of. I mean, like Troy was doing. He was pulling up the record without these same star players and with. I'm not gonna put all of that on Nick Nurse because all the teams you named, they're bench units. They're 7, 8, 9 players on the team in their rotation. They're so much better than the Sixers. Like it's
Really?
not even close.
Really? Like,
So much better.
I mean, against Boston
the-
the other night.
the
Against
Thunder-
Boston the other night. On paper, you had Jaylen Brown and Derek White versus VJ Edgecombe and Tyrese Maxey. After those 4 players, which roster would you take?
Well, I didn't get to finish. I
Well,
didn't get to
that-
finish my
Troy-
point.
But
No,
that was
Chuck-
a close game.
Chuck,
Go ahead,
Hey,
Noah. Go ahead.
I didn't watch the Celtics game, so I can't tell you.
Chuck,
do a
Noah, they
podcast.
had a bunch of nobodies out there. They had a center I've never heard of who looked like David Robinson against us. He had 27 and 16 and like 3 blocks.
Something like that.
The guy
Dude,
averaged
who watched
10
that
points
game?
and 6 assists.
No, I'll let you
He
finish your
averaged 10
point. But
points
who,
and 6 rebounds.
did you
But
watch
he
the
hits
game, Troy?
27 and 17 against us.
Yeah.
You watched the game. Like that game was. I thought the Sixers played well. They was within 6 in the fourth quarter. Now, I mean, he got his. I give him that. But he's going against our third string center.
So, but Chuck, it's not that he's going against our third string center. It's that they have a bunch of nobodies on that team. Our third string center was actually an all-star at some point in time in his career.
Oh yeah, he's not.
Right?
He's not that.
He knows how to
Troy.
play, but he just made him
He
look.
does, but he's washed and he's making minimum salary.
But that's the one guy that we had to have, according to you. We have to have
That's not
Drummond.
true. That's not. I wanted a backup. You said there were million guys on waivers they could have picked up to replace. Who are these players?
Chuck,
Embiid has
you-
never had a good backup. Who
You,
are these players?
Chuck, you could have played better than Drummond when you were in PAL.
Okay, forget Drummond. Cut him and tell me the player they can pick off waivers. Like I don't like.
Here's
He's
the thing.
making. He's
my point.
making
Here's my point.
the
Here's
minimum.
My,
He's
here's my point.
washed.
Here's my point. I truly believe at this point it doesn't matter who you pick up because they're not going to know what to do once they get on this team. I watch these other teams that have marginal players that know their roles, that are in a system, and they play it, and they just play it up. We don't have
guys,
that. Like
this is-
Chuck, you can't look. Listen, you cannot look at the game the other night against the Celtics and say that coaching doesn't matter and that reserve players don't matter. That we're only going to win with our stars, or only going to win a championship for us. And history has shown you that that's not true. History has shown you in this town that that's not true. And like, listen, I've known you for 40 years. I always considered you a smart individual, but the way you're thinking right now is so obtuse when it comes to reserves. It's jarring to me.
Did you watch Shawshank Redemption?
Yes, it's one of my favorite movies. Yes. Like how do you why do you think that reserves don't matter or that teams don't need reserves?
I don't think that. Okay, guys, this is the essence of what me and Troy have been arguing about for 40 years. And I'm not saying he's wrong, and I'm not saying I'm right or vice versa. I'm not saying that at all.
Oh, you're wrong. You're 100% wrong.
But I never blame like the Sixers' losses on like T.J. McConnell or Furkan Korkmaz or Shake Milton. I've never done that. If you want to blame it on Tobias Harris, okay, I'm down with that. You want to blame it on Jimmy Butler, I was fine with that. If you want to blame it on Ben Simmons, I'm fine with that. They make the most money. They're the stars. Those other players, cut Andre Drummond. I could care less. Pick up someone else. He's so replaceable. The stars win you. We didn't have Paul George. We didn't have Embiid.
When you say that,
If you said another coach could deal with,
when you
if
say
you
the
said another coach could
stars-
deal with missing their two best, well, their best player, maybe their third or fourth best player, I disagree. I think the Sixers being over 6 games over 500, Nurse has done a good job. I don't think another coach. That's what I mean. Coaches don't matter. I don't think another coach. Could another coach get them 8 games over 500? Maybe. But they're not like with Embiid up missing so many games. They're not competing for the conference title.
So you honestly don't think if Joe Mazzulla was coaching this team that they wouldn't be much better than what they are right now on both sides of the ball, running an offense and playing defense.
Embiid is still missing the same amount of games.
Embiid misses the same amount of games. Paul George is suspended for 25 games.
Like,
That's a good question.
Chuck, listen, they would.
They'd be a little better. They'd be a little better, but I don't know if they would.
Coaches make a difference. They make history has shown us.
I think there's a group, and Mazzulo's in that group. Like maybe 3 to 4 coaches that would make a huge difference on a team. And then I think there's a bottom group, and there's a bunch of people in the middle.
I agree.
But at the end of the day, I think you need players. You need Nurse would look like a whole better coach if Embiid, if he was playing 55 games this year. Nurse would look like a better player, like a better coach.
I think that's the case for, like you just said, the majority of coaches in this league, the majority of coaches anywhere. If you have better players, you're going to look like a better coach, right? There are a handful of coaches that no matter who you have on that team, they can elevate the players, no matter who they are, to a certain extent. I mean, they may not win the championship, but he's going to squeeze every ounce of juice that he can from that team. And most coaches aren't like that. That's what I mean, that coaches make a difference. You're absolutely correct. And most coaches are going to look better with better players. But there are a select few of coaches that they don't really need better players. And when they get those better players, they normally go all the way, win championships.
If the Boston coach, fine. I think he's high level. And they have a superior GM as well.
Mm-hmm.
If Detroit's coached the Sixers team, you're saying Denver, you think if that coach coached the Sixers team, you think they would be a better squad? Would San Antonio, San Antonio has players, you're saying that coach, if he coaches the Sixers, again, Embiid's missing 60% of the games, the Sixers would have a better record with those coaches.
I watched that San Antonio team, and Kobe, what was it? I don't know if you remember.
On that team.
No, listen. Correct. They have more talent. or more. They have more talent than the Sixers do. I'll give you that.
Not really.
But
I
the
mean,
first
they
thing
have
that jumped out at
Wemby.
me, Kobe, do you remember what I said to you? During that game, I said, I wish my team played defense like this.
Right.
Well, they have an alien in the middle, Troy.
No, Chuck,
No,
he
no,
was
like
on
that
the
whole
bench.
the way that whole
He was
team
on the
plays.
bench. Wemby played all of 20 minutes, which is another
Did you
thing.
watch the game? Did you
You're
watch
not
that
giving
game?
another
Drummond
thing.
enough credit for holding
They're
Wemby to 10
winning.
points.
They're winning. The Spurs are winning when Wemby's only playing like 25 minutes a game. We have Maxey playing 40 minutes
He was
a
scared
game.
of Drummond. He was scared of Drummond out there.
Listen, man, like Jacoby's
I
point
hear you.
was
I
that
hear you. I hear
he
you.
initially said we don't have an identity on either side of the floor, and that is
I
biggest
think it's
problem.
hard to. I
And
think it's hard to do that.
And that comes with coaching.
I think that's hard to do that when your best player and then your third best player is not playing.
No,
all
it's
the time.
not. No, it's not, Chuck.
Okay. All
Chuck, Larry Brown. There was a stretch where Allen Iverson wasn't playing in that 2001
Iverson played
year.
all the time.
No, there was a stretch he was out. He was out. They were on a West Coast trip. They had to play Sacramento. They had to play Sacramento with Chris Webber. They had to play Utah with John Stockton and Karl Malone and a couple other teams, Clippers and whoever. They went
I
undefeated on
think I
that
remember
trip.
that. I think I remember
And
that.
Aaron McKee had 2 triple doubles. I think back to back, 2 triple doubles.
Troy, Aaron McKee's not walking through that door.
My point is, no matter, okay, our star is out, we're still going to play Sixer basketball. What is Sixer basketball today? What is it?
And that's something that gets done in the off season before the season starts. Like you figure out your identity before the season starts. You don't figure it out during the season, even if
I don't disagree. Troy, Kobe, you're all right. Troy, you're right. I just think it is a little harder when Embiid doesn't play. I just find it hard to find an identity.
Listen. No, Chuck, that's not right. Because guess what, Chuck? You already knew coming into this situation that you were not going to have Embiid for 82 games. You'd be lucky if you had him for 60 games every year. So you had to figure out who are we going to be with Embiid and who are we going to be without Embiid. And he has not figured out that without yet.
Yeah.
With Embiid, listen,
won't-
when Nurse first got
agree
here, he had Embiid play the first 12 minutes of a game, and then he'd miss he'd sat out the next 5 or 6 minutes of the second quarter, played the rest of the half, played like another 10 minutes in the third quarter, and he rested the fourth quarter because they were blowing teams out. They had a big lead, right? That was a good identity, I guess you could say, that they had. Where it was like, listen, we're gonna play tough defense. We're gonna run our offense. By the end of the third quarter, we should be up by some. And B, you could take a rest. It's good philosophy, good however you want to describe it. That was great. Somewhere between that time and now, he's lost it. Whatever philosophy he wants, it's gone. And I don't know why. He's had enough time to figure out how he would want his team to play without Embiid. And he hasn't done it. That's why I don't think he's done an okay job. I want to give him the leash, but I just can't do it. I can't do it.
I agree with you about the defense. I agree with you about the identity.
And can he stop yelling at the refs? I hate how much he
what is this?
yells
He
and
always
talks
does
to the
this.
refs.
He drives me crazy.
Yell at you, talk to your team.
Doesn't you still
Talk to your players. Why are you yelling at the refs every single second? Talk to your players. I never see him talk to the players. Ever.
guys? I
And
agree.
it bleeds
I
into
agree.
the players.
I just
Maxey
don't know if
complains all the
there's
time.
I'm standing on this. I don't know if another coach can get us 6 games over 500 right now. Like I think that's I'll take this right now. Do I want to lose by 40 points every home game? No. I'd rather not do that.
I'll take it. I'll take where they are in the standings. I won't accept the basketball that they're playing. It's disgusting. Like they're getting bailed at by Tyrese Maxey. To me. But
Zach wants us to wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Yeah. Thanks, Zach.
we'll see if the Sixers can get on the winning side of things as we continue towards the second half of the season. We will be back, guys, to recap Saturday's next game against the Hawks and more Philadelphia sports talk and more March Madness talk. If you like the podcast, make sure you subscribe, comment, share with your friends and family, and stay tuned for more sports talk, more college basketball, more Sixers, more Eagles as we head into spring. Hope you guys have a great weekend and talk to you guys later.
Take it easy, fellas.
Powered by Riverside.